Hey guys, so just giving you an update. I don't know if you saw my video that was titled My Meds, My House, My Midnight. In that video I talked about how I was going off of my antidepressants slash anxiety medication. I think I've been on it for about 2 years. I wanted to go off of it to see how I do. Plus, I had influence from a family member that wanted me to stop taking it to see if I was back to my normal self and I could handle the anxiety on my own. And I know, like I said, it affected like my libido and stuff like that. Like not like horribly, but just somewhat. So I'm back on my medication. I was off of it for I weaned myself off of it in the span of, I think it was 3 weeks. And then the doctor said 2 months total, it should be completely out of your system. So around the 2-month mark, my anxiety started coming back, which was like last week. And if you saw my vlog, I went to the cemetery with fellow YouTuber, Morbid by Nature, and we went out to lunch first. That morning, I was having anxiety because I have social anxiety, and like, being around new people and crowds and things, and being outdoors, and in a social situation. So I was having anxiety, but it was slight. It's not like that bad in the morning, where I'll start getting like acid reflux, like just like getting myself worked up. So then we met up for lunch. I met her, sat down, we had lunch, totally fine. We're talking, like had a nice conversation, getting to know one another. And then like a group of about 6 women came in. They were loud, sitting next to us. And then behind on the side, there was a group of maybe like 4 other people. And then my anxiety started to kick in. Now, I don't know if my Lyme disease and the problem I had with my vision is contributing to my anxiety. I'm not gonna say I don't know. I feel like it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I just feel like it is. And the whole thing with my vision and how I can't process like too many things going on at one time, and it's overwhelming for my eyes and my brain and everything to comprehend. So that will start the anxiety, where I feel like everything around me starts to get like hazy and like moving around, and I start to get dizzy and I feel like I'm gonna faint. Whereas my anxiety before I had the Lyme disease was different. It was more of like that feeling of like difficult to breathe, like you have something heavy on your chest, just really uncomfortable, on edge and stuff. This type of anxiety I have now after Lyme disease is totally different. So I tried to just see if I could handle it on my own, like just sort of let it play out, like see how it goes. Try to like, just focus on the conversation, and that didn't happen. It was just getting worse. So I have medication that you can take in a moment that you're having a panic attack, and that's Ativan. So I took one of those, and then within like 20 minutes I was fine. Like we left anyways, and by the time we went to the cemetery and walked around, I was completely fine. I was great. So I think it was a combination of taking that medication and getting out of like that noisy, loud, like moving around situation. So the next day I ended up having to drive somewhere. I had to go check on some cats for my work, for my pet sitting job. And I was driving, and then like my vision started acting up, was getting weird. Like I felt like I was gonna faint again. It's just an awful feeling, especially when you're driving. So I made it there and back, and then I had to go another day. I had to go to a doctor's appointment, and I was just having anxiety the whole drive there, and I was like, fuck this. And I took half of the panic attack pills that I have, and then I was mellowed out. But the only thing is with those, it makes you tired. So I think the following day after that, I think I was just like, I'm not going through this again. I'm not going through not leaving the house, feeling like I'm gonna pass out, not being able to like do anything. So it just felt like it was best for me to start my medication again. I talked to my doctor and she said, you know, start off on like half the dose you were taking before for a week and then up it to the regular dose. And she said it could take like a week to 2 weeks to get in your system. I've been on it for about a week and I can feel like a little bit it's helping, but I'm still having problems. And like, I just feel like my stomach is getting upset and like I feel sick to my stomach. And I'll be like still getting dizzy and it's just awful. Even though I don't go out, I'm like I was in the house and I'm like, oh, I feel sick and like I think I'm just getting myself worked up. So I had to go back on my medication. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't think that in the beginning I was really ready to come off of it. I just feel like I needed more time and I had been doing so well with going out. And no problem, I traveled on my own. I went to France and England, you know, met up with some friends and I was totally fine. No problems. I just think the medication just works for me well and it's like something that I just need to do. I need to stay on it. Especially with, I think the Lyme disease affected me so much and changed like the chemicals in my body, my brain and everything that I just feel like it's something that I can't control on my own. Because I know some people use natural methods to deal with it, whether it be like yoga, acupuncture, meditating, like natural herbs and things like that, it doesn't work for me. And I really just think the whole issue with my eyes is something that is unfortunately going to be permanent now. And I think the medication was helping with coping with like the over stimulation or the over like what's the word I'm looking for? It's just like the use of my eyes when there's a lot going on. I just feel like the medication was helping with that side of it. That was like the Lyme anxiety combo, you know? So yeah, that's where I'm at so far. I'm back on the meds. And if you guys want, I'll update you with my progress if I go back to being like on my normal dose and like doing well like I was before. I hope I get there. I just need that for my life. I need to be able to be capable of taking care of my son, you know, having my job where I have to go out and drive sometimes and just wanting to actually have a life and do things and go out and meet people and have a social life, you know? So yeah, that's where we're at. So I don't know, wish me luck, you guys. Hey guys, so today I'm just taking my son to get his hair cut. His 2-year birthday is coming up in August, so I want him to look nice for his birthday. So more talking about the medication situation. So I think at last I said that I started off with the 5 milligrams for a week, and now I've upped it to 10. I think it was Sunday I upped it to 10, and today is Tuesday. I'm still having problems with the anxiety. Last night I had trouble falling asleep. I just couldn't fall asleep. It's like the stupidest thing. So I'll be like, oh, I kind of feel anxious. Oh, and then I'll like focus on the anxiety even more, and I'm like, oh no, because I'm anxious, I'm not gonna sleep. I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep. I'm not gonna be able to fall asleep. And then all I think about is like being anxious and not sleeping, and then it makes me even more anxious. And then on top of that, you know, the medication helps with depression too, and I was pretty convinced I had like depression based off of the weather. I definitely feel like crap and depressed when it's raining out or it's like cloudy and just not sunny out at all. And you think goths would like the gloomy weather, but I really don't. It just bothers me, and it affects my Lyme symptoms. Just start acting up, or I get like a worse headache, and I just feel really tired and worn out. So it's like that on top of everything else too. I'm hoping the medication doesn't take that long to get me back to how I was before, feeling anxiety free basically. Only in rare instances when I was on my medication and doing great would I get like slight anxiety, but I could feel it coming on and I could just get rid of it on my own. It wasn't anything major, like I would be fine. So I want to get back to that point where, you know, I was basically fine with going out and everything. When was it? I don't think I mentioned this. On Saturday, this past Saturday, we met up with friends for dinner. It was just like at a local Mexican place, like, you know, almost like a Chipotle type place, you know, where you just, or Moe's, where you just walk up and you tell them what you want and then you sit down. It wasn't like a busy restaurant or anything. And I had anxiety on the way there. I was fine. I was home. I was fine. I had anxiety on the way there. We get there and it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I'm just on edge. I can't breathe. Like, I'm having trouble breathing. I feel so uncomfortable. I had to take a pill. So I had to take the Ativan. And like I said, I don't like taking those all the time because I was addicted to them in the past, and I just don't want to get to that point again, taking them all the time. So, and then we got home and then I was totally fine. We played like a board game and I was fine and everything like that. And my friend, she goes through the same thing. Like, she has anxiety, but she's actually been doing well where she doesn't need to be on her medication anymore. So she doesn't need to take it. She says sometimes she'll just get, you know, really depressed or anxious about things, and then she gets through it, and then the next day I think she's just like back to normal. But I can't do that. I really just think the Lyme disease really messed up my fucking head big time, and like my chemical imbalance and my vision and everything just plays into it all, and it's just so overwhelming for me. I just cannot control it on my own. Like, I gotta stop talking about it because I'm literally getting anxiety having this conversation with you guys. So yeah, that's it. That's all I want to talk to you guys about, was just to let you know what was going on with that and like update you on my life and all that type of stuff. You know, if you could share your story with me, if you've been through something similar where you were on meds and then you went off of them and then you went back on them again. How long did it take? And I don't know, what did you go through? I just like to hear other people's stories so I can get, I don't know, an idea. Because I've never really done this before. I was off of them and then back on them again. So I just hope that they start kicking in soon. They're doing it a little bit, you know, it's been working a little bit, but it's not to the full extent that I need it to be. So any stories you want to share would be much appreciated. So we got the haircut. He did a good job. He was actually not that bad with moving around. I also had to go to the post office to ship something, and then at my P.O. box I picked up a package from my pen pal Peter. Yay, say hi! Who lives in South Australia. I don't know if you can hear me. He lives in South Australia. We write back and forth all the time. And he was kind enough to send me this book, Classic Rock T-shirts. It's like so nice of him. He always like sends little cute things like in his letters to me, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate his friendship and everything. It's just, it really means a lot. But I can't wait to look through this. Ooh, heavy metal. That's a page for me. This is so cool. 80s megastars. You know I love the 80s. So, Peter, thank you for this. This really cheered me up with everything that I'm going through. So, headed home now, and yeah. I just wanted to tell you guys what was going on. Wanted to update you with my, like, emotional situation, which is a mess right now. I don't know. I don't know. I just really don't have anything else to say. I just can't believe I'm in this situation again, and I'm going through this shit again because... Oops, sorry. I keep forgetting he's not to swear around him. Going through this again, but... I don't know. All I can do is just wait it out, see if the medication works, and yeah, just try to stay positive. So, like I said, any stories from you guys would be much appreciated. Leave them in the comments below. If you're interested in writing to me, such as my friend Peter does, then my P.O. box is also listed below, and everything else about me. So until next time, stay dark, my friends. But not gloomy, because I don't want to be gloomy. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Bye. Say bye-bye. He's like, no.